Good afternoon, everybody. This is Nick Edmond. I'm with the West Bend Theater Company. I'm a member of its board of directors and also its marketing communications manager. Happy to join us here this afternoon on Wednesday, August 26th. And as you see at the bottom here, we've got a show coming up. It's called An Act of God. It'll be played at the West Bend or Downtown Theater called The Bend in downtown West Bend. Well, I'm kind of stumbling over words, so kind of been a busy day getting all this stuff planned. CC Act of God, 7:30 p.m. September 11th and 12th. That's a Friday and Saturday night at the Bend in downtown West Bend. Tickets are on sale, and believe it or not, they are going quite quickly, which is very exciting for us as an organization. And reminder, we do have capacity limits due to the social distancing guidelines that have been set forth, so certainly don't delay. Without further ado, joining us today is a fellow board member, Megan Bell, but she is also she's one of the cast members for the show, An Act of God. So first, Megan, how are you holding up?
I am doing well. It's a really fun show. We've been having good practices outdoors, and it's really coming together nicely. And we even have a song at the end that we're working on the music and the accompaniment for it now. So it's coming along, and the show's right around the corner, and we're super excited. We really are.
Yeah, I mean, 2 weeks from Friday.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, and this thing kind of came together. So, how busy have you been in terms of getting your lines down, developing chemistry with the cast? And what have these last couple weeks been for you? Been like for you as you prepare for a show?
Well, we have great chemistry together with the cast. I've worked with Rob before in other shows, so we already knew each other. And then meeting Mac and meeting Christy have been really great as well. And we get along so nicely. And when we rehearse, we, get down to business, get the lines down, get the blocking down. And then we kind of sit back at the end and just chit chat and enjoy each other's company as well. So, we get along really great, and we are really creative together. So we put our heads together and find these little fun nuances we can insert into the show and, really, add some extra spark to it. So it's definitely a very collaborative effort with all of us. So it's fun, lots of laughs. It's a really good stress reliever type of show. And, these times of stress and anxiety with the pandemic, and it's just a good show with a meaningful message and just lots of laughs. It is so funny, and we're just cracking up as we're going through these scenes. They're just wonderful, and I know the audience is going to really, really love it too.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to seeing it too as well. It's just, you mentioned it, it's just the time where we need a little bit of a laughter. This is going to be the great medicine to take care of that. So yeah, you mentioned Rob. You've worked with him, and I'm certain, and I saw him in Flanagan's Wake that we did back in March. Yep. If someone has a comedic talent, definitely Rob is up there. And Mac, I haven't met him in person, but we've chatted with him too. He just seems like a very wholehearted, genuine person who has a little bit of a sense of humor himself. So, what does Rob and Mac bring to the table as fellow castmates?
Well, Rob is the master of subtlety, so he can, and that's a true. That's my cat. So Rob can take even the most boring, straightforward line and just make something magical about it and add just this variety to it. So he has so much vocal variation, goes soft to loud, and we're all going to be mic'd, so that's okay. And he knows how to put pauses in there. I mean, humor can be very difficult to pull off. And you have to have the pauses in the right place. You have to, have the right tone and the cadence. And he's just such a natural at that. He is such a natural comedic actor. And plus he has pages and pages of lines to memorize. And it's just so impressive how he pretty much has it all down already. And he can make it flow. And yeah, it's just, I really enjoy being on stage with him and just watching him and reacting to him too. And then with Mac, this is the first show I've done with Mac, and oh boy, does he have great stage presence. And he has one of those wonderful, rich voices where, you know, he can also just emote very well in his voice. And his character, the Archangel Michael, is more passionate. He's more of the spokesperson for humanity. So he's going to be interacting with the audience and being the voice of the audience. Like, okay, well, you say this in the Bible, God, but these people want to know why, and what about this? And he speaks and emotes with so much passion. And Mac and I just enjoy playing off of each other too, because we're devoted sidekicks to God, but at the same time, you know, we will challenge God and question God on different things. So we have some special moments too, where we're sort of having those nonverbal communications and reactions to things that God is saying. And we have a fun little song and dance number at the end too that I really enjoy practicing with Mac.
All right, and the other thing that makes this fun is I've seen the pictures of the two of you together. He's a big guy, and so the contrast in sizes between the two of you makes it just as hilarious. Is that am I right in kind of looking at that? It's like that's going to add another element of fun. Is just the difference in size between the two of you.
For sure. We're deliberately, like, we're opposites, and we're definitely going to be playing off of that size difference too, with some of the props. I don't want to give too much away, but we're going to use that to inject even some more humor and some funny moments in there. So it's truly a very well-rounded cast in that regard.
You know, we talked to Christy, the show's director, last week. I know she's really excited about it. It's her first time directing a show, and only about 2 or 3 years after doing her first show since high school or somewhere around that. So how do you feel Christy has done as a first-time director, given such a difficult situation with most of the rehearsals having to be done virtually?
Oh, I think she's wonderful. And I would have never guessed from working with her that this would be her first show, because she has this confidence and this knowledge about how shows run. And it's apparent that she stage managed shows before. And in a way, a stage manager is a director in their own right. So she knows a lot about what makes a show really be wonderful. And she has such a great attitude. She's good. She has good energy. She pulls out the best performances from us. And she's willing to, let's try this again from a different angle, or try it this way. And, she strives to always up the bar and make it even better. So she pushes us in such a good way, great attention to detail, and just super encouraging. So it's really important that, the cast and the director mesh well together. And this is really just such a wonderful, harmonious blend. We get along really well, and we challenge and push each other. We really want to put on a fantastic show. We want to make this wonderful and memorable, and we're adding in all those little subtle nuances to make it that way. So we're really determined to have the audience enjoy this show just as much as we enjoy making it.
And because most of these rehearsals have been virtual, I believe you guys don't get on the stage until the Tuesday before opening night.
Yeah.
So how have you made it work to obviously small cast with just you, Mac, and Rob, but still there's chemistry and understanding of the storyline and so forth. So how have you guys made that work and built that?
Through practicing virtually, or I guess, I don't know, can you rephrase the question? Sorry.
Yeah, maybe. And how have you guys how has the cast worked on your chemistry and building that when most of your rehearsals were, at least at the start, were done virtually?
Yeah. Well, in the start, the virtual ones, what we were doing was we're going to be having like a slideshow presentation on the background with visual images to accentuate and illustrate things that God is talking about, that Rob is talking about in his monologue. And those were all our creative collaborations. We each assigned pages, and we would go through, what if we put this picture here? What if we put that one? So it was, a great way for us to understand our own creativity and collaborate together. So we didn't so much work, most of our line work is actually independently on our own, but the creative collaboration and the blocking and making it just visually appealing for the audience, that collaboration was online. And then a couple weeks ago is when we started actually rehearsing in person, but outdoors. And it was really sweet trying on our wings and our halos and interacting so we could have more of that physical comedy as well. So it's just, we got to know each other's sense of humor virtually, and then that energy we just brought on to Christy's backyard when we started rehearsing in person. So it was just a really neat progression.
I think the picture of Mac that we posted of him and his halo and his wings, I think I'm mentioning this either to him and or Christy, that boy, if there is a standout image of what this show means and the kind of fun this show can have, I think that picture tells.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, just like the costumes, the props, you know, what I've seen so far, it's gonna be a beautiful set and fun costumes, and I think just a lot of visual appeal for the audience. And you know, to be at the Bend too, it's really exciting. That's a beautiful venue, and to be the first show there, the first theatrical performance, I mean, it just super exciting, and yeah, we couldn't be more thrilled about the venue.
And then for people that may not be familiar with the storyline in Act of God, again, as you see scrolling on the bottom is the details about the show, where it is, and tickets are on sale for that, so you can get that on our website, as you see in the bottom of the link. Again, reminder that there is a seating capacity in order to adhere to health and safety and social distancing guidelines, so certainly you want to get your tickets sooner rather than later. But for people that may not know what the story of An Act of God is, and we'll try and leave you on this question here. So why don't you tell it, what is the story of An Act of God?
Okay, so what this is God comes down to talk to the people of West Bend with his two angels, Michael and Gabriel, or Gabrielle, or Gabby, as I'm called, and he explains what he meant by different passages of the Bible. So it's a little bit biblical satire, but it also goes into a lot of the, how do we interpret the Bible through a more modern lens? You know, how do we blend it more with things that have happened in recent events even? And we involve, you know, these questions from the audience, which, you know, are of course planted, where we just cover, you know, those basic questions that might not be covered in the Bible. And then God issues new commandments that are more modern for us too. So it's definitely a fresh take on the Bible, and it incorporates a lot of humor, but there's also some really deep, beautiful messages in the end. So it's not 100% comedy. There's, you know, they touch on some deep chords at the end that, you know, I was frankly quite moved, you know, just reading the script. I'm like, this is actually pretty powerful. Yeah, but you definitely have to have a humorous, open mind on, you know, the Bible. This is a artistic interpretation. Of course, it's a little bit of satire, so it does make fun of some things. But you know, in the end, it's a very good laugh, and there's a really good message in the end too. And it kind of talks about believing in yourself a little bit as well. And I really think that's a very important message to have, because there are a lot of deep questions about the Bible that we just don't know, and we can't answer. And it kind of helps us sort through things through a different lens in that regard.
Okay, so, well, Megan, I'm gonna let you get going. Oh, you're kind of on a lunch break here, so I really appreciate you taking some time. So, so again, as you see, scrolling across the bottom, folks, An Act of God, 7:30 p.m., September 11th and 12th. That's a Friday and Saturday at the Bend in downtown West Bend. Tickets on sale. Again, reminder that we do have a seating capacity of 85 per show, and I believe we have at least half per show already sold. So they're going, and we're just about 2 weeks from opening night. So you don't want to You don't want to miss this one. If you've got the itch to get back and watch live theater and have a little fun and have a laugh,
Mhm.
this is the opportunity. So, Megan, I can't wait to see the show and see you guys in action. It sounds hilarious, and
It
we will
is.
talk to you again soon.
Yes. Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.